So why you do me this? Tell me why you do me this. Tell me why you do me this. Yeah, yeah. Oh, tell me if me ever style. Tell me when me ever lie to you. What's the reality with you? Who no count for me? Look for me, talk it true. You know me never style you, yeah. You know me never when me ever lie to you. You know me never style you, yeah. Who no count for me? You know me I talk true. Tell me if me ever style you, yeah. When me ever lie to you, what's the reality when you ever gonna count for me? Look for me, talk the truth. You know me never style you yet. When me ever lie to you, there's never a day when you ever gonna count for me. You know me, I tell the truth, except for the one time.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WeFM 99.9 is on now.
And time right now, Vijay, is quickly approaching 9:28. So we are back with you for another segment of our Activating Mornings program here on WeFM. This is our Talk to Us segment, and us being Nicole and myself, Roleza. All right. So this is a segment that is open to you as the listeners, for you to talk about just about anything that is radio appropriate. It could be something that we talked about earlier this morning that you want to lend your voice or your opinions to, or it could just be something brand new that you probably want to get our opinions and our thoughts and our feedback on. All right. So the number to call is 457-9997. And already we have someone on the line. Good morning to you, Dave. Dave?
Yeah.
All right. Morning again.
Thanks for having me again. With all the talk, let me ask you a question, Roleza. If you were offered a job as a journalist or whatever, to go to the Middle East, the hot area, the hotbed, would you gladly accept?
No.
Because I wonder how many of us in the region paying attention to what's going on. I think they said 50-something. I think the last count I heard, 50-something journalists have lost their lives. You know what is going on? All your people, well, not all people, but the wicked has been meted out to those people, to the unfortunate people without a place, without a home. Could you think about that? I wonder how many of us in the Caribbean think about those people. I wonder. Right? Because every day I wake up, if there's one person getting killed, people live in refugee camps, they're still, and when you live in refugee camps, come see what the conditions are. Look at the shelter that they show you. Look at the images and so on. What a world we live in. But and the other annoying, Trump is doing what he likes. Trump is doing what he likes. Well, I never wanted Trump to be in charge of America, but this is just Dave Roberts speaking from an island called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that is why when I listen to all the atrocities taking place all over the world, and how some of them have come about because of our politicians who we entrust with confidence and all what is required for a human being to live on this earth, and what it degenerates into or what it deteriorates into. Where is the answer? Where is the answer? And we talk about compromises or we talk about having meetings. Venezuela. I have my contact in Trinidad, and I will be questioning your Trinidad counterpart there because Trinidad and this country has always been in close. We are with families there. We are with families there, so we know a lot. I have a relative there who was attached to the University of the West Indies there. She's now retired. But I just had to pick up the phone and call somebody, some relative of mine, and I can get all the information in TNT. And I talk about Venezuelans. It would be interesting to know how much Venezuelans are living in Trinidad and Tobago, who are always trying to get into Trinidad. How many of them have scattered all over like wild animals in different... I mean, is this humanity? Is how we treat humanity? But the one that disappoint me, the removal, and right away I had to say that's Louis color because she black. One of the top persons.
Head of the Fed.
Federal Reserve.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh God, her name slipped me. I'm so excited.
Lisa Cook.
Right. Trump firing.
So you're saying because she's black? You're saying because she's black?
Huh?
You're saying because she's black?
Yeah. America's a racist country, whether you want to believe it or not. You're still young. Whether you want to believe it or not, America's a racist country. Yes, there are the younger ones them who are willing, some of them are willing to get hooked up with a black man and all of that. So I'm aware of all of that.
All right, Dave.
But when you think of it, it all boils down to the politics. That's why I said politics has done more damage to us as a people than anything good. Yes, because how we friend them, the Prime Minister is my friend, I could get anything and that kind of thing. Anyhow, just wanted to bring that to the fore.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Dave. All right, so we have another caller. Hi, caller. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. So, what were you? Well, you change your number again? Go ahead.
Yeah, how are you all doing this morning?
We all right. What about you?
Well, good. Mr. Thompson came out with something in the St. Vincent Times, and he spoke about the cannabis. But let me tell you something, right? Last time I tried to call the radio station to speak about cannabis, Thompson blocked me, right? Let me tell you, it is we who bring cannabis to St. Vincent. It is we who bring cannabis here and started the legislation. We work with these people to get the legislation together in St. Vincent. You understand? Now, he's having something called the Cannabis Concert. The Cannabis Concert was specially designed to kill the Cannabis Cup. The Cannabis Cup is held 10th of December every year to commemorate when cannabis was made legal in St. Vincent. Medical cannabis was made legal in St. Vincent. That was to commemorate that. They come the next year now with the Cannabis Concert. When we went and we told them that we were having the Cannabis Cup, we never got no help from them, no support. Yes, Mr. Thompson did come dark in the nighttime when the thing almost done in to come and show his face, right? Now, the most successful cannabis company which we brought to St. Vincent is in Georgetown right now. And they're the ones who set up in the cruise ship terminal, Beckway, and certain areas. Let me tell you something, friends. We had to fight with the Medical Cannabis Authority, with the investors that came in to get any sort of relevance and get monies to us, because we brought them in here. We were asking for 30% out of the investments that they're selling, because we realized they have shops in the UK, Spain, and in other places as well in Europe. A small bottle of CBD oil, my friend, if you go online, it is 120 pounds sterling. None of that money is coming back to the pockets of the Rastamen or whoever is in St. Vincent here. It's coming directly back to the company. The other thing too, our cooperative, the cooperative I was associated with, was who brought this company into St. Vincent. They could not come in unless they partner with a cooperative. Do you know up till this day 2025, August, whatever, none of our members of the cooperative was given a job up in Georgetown where the farm is located? The last thing we've tried to fight these people for is to put a cannabis dispensary in Stony Ground. A dispensary and a pharmacy is two different things. All we're doing is dispensating. Okay? We never got that as well. The only thing that the cooperative ever got really is to get the light bill and the internet bill pay when the month come. But we have not shared in any profits. We were looking on the outside to get exports, etc., etc., etc. Down to Barbados and all, do not want to buy weed from us, medical weed from us legally, because this other big company jump in front of everybody. So the people have been left. Yeah, the people have been left. Yeah, go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say there isn't much that I could add to it. I have a feeling every time, every year, the cannabis activity is going to be announced, we're going to be having this conversation because I get the impression that you felt robbed or you and your association felt robbed, etc. So this is really something you're going to have to take up with Doc, and because there isn't anything that I can comment to this because I'm not in that position to comment on it, right? So
that is correct. But we have been marginalized. We've been marginalized, and we've been excluded by these big companies. And we ourselves had to deport 4 white persons from this company from St. Vincent. We the people went and put them out the country. The last time we did it was in 2024 when we put the lady out the country because you know what she was doing? We got phone calls saying that they're trying to stamp out the local Vincentian weed. And we said, no, we can't get that. We can't allow that.
All right.
So I know y'all not versed on it.
Yeah,
but letting Mr. Thompson know, people will talk.
Well, you're going to have to find a way to take it up directly with him so you and him could have that back and forth exchange. All right.
It has to go public. Everybody must hear. Take care. Have a good day.
You as well. Thanks. All right. All right, so Dave, somebody's agreeing with you. They're saying that America is the most racist country in the world. All right, so that's the opinion of somebody here. Nicole, anything in regards to anything that was mentioned so far?
I got a little curious, and again, I like to do my research, so I'm not 100% okura with the cannabis event and all of that. But I also want this is actually like it's like the Barbados data. It's like the Banyan data. Who is protecting the cannabis stock of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? And what are the parameters around profit sharing? Because this is a commodity. It's also...
we have to streamline. It's medicinal cannabis because when you say it's going to sound as if it's right.
Yeah, let me just
it's the medicinal authority, but they are the regulators. So in terms of everything else, Doc would be the best person to explain it to you. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do my research as well. But I was just trying to understand, what are some of the protective measures for the local industry?
Okay. All righty. All right. So just something with regards to a few things that Dave mentioned. And he started off by asking me a question. If I got the opportunity to be a reporter for what is happening in terms of war, well, it's war in the different regions, right? Would I go? And I said no, right? One of the things that I have to personally acknowledge, and I don't think it just extends to me only, is that because I have grown up in a peaceful society. Now, yes, I know that locally we would have incidents of crime in terms of gun-related activity. For the greater extent, which is 95% of my life, or in terms of how I feel, I have felt safe here within this region. All right. within this country and within this region. So personally, I am a bit far removed from what is happening. It's images that I'm going to see on TV, or it's images that I'm going to see on social media, etc. But to say that I have fully immersed myself in terms of what is happening with the wars in the different parts of the world, no. And I'll be very honest, I'm a bit far removed from it. It's not to say that I don't care about what's happening. It's not to say that I don't feel for those individuals, but I am not, and maybe it's going to sound bad, but I don't, you know what, it is going to sound bad, but I would say it anyways, right? Because it is my truth. Is that I am removed from the situation and I don't fully immerse myself into what is happening, right? Really and truly, I think my starting point for a lot of this is that I cannot understand who benefits from wars, right? Both sides are going to be losing individuals on both sides. You are going to see your brothers, your children, your father, everybody is dying on both sides. And to me, in my very simplistic mind, I cannot see you seeing that, or you have that amount of suffering that's happening for decades and having it continue. My mind just cannot wrap its head around it. So maybe this is why it is that I have slightly removed myself from it, right? The thing for many of us in the Caribbean as well, even in the context of Haiti, unless the information it reaches us through social media, etc., because most of us have grown up in a peaceful society, it's not that we don't care, but we don't, as again, I said, immerse ourselves in it. I know that for most of us, one little inconvenience, water go, light go, right? And we kick up and we start to fuss. But imagine to have to live in the conditions that these persons are living in. Imagine to literally have a family member here today and gone tomorrow, or gone within the next second. You know, to be living in houses that have been bombed, to be living without food, to be living without shelter. Many of us in the Caribbean cannot relate to it. And even when it comes to the context of even the warships coming into the region, I am not sure if many of us as well, or maybe I'm speaking for myself. Let me just speak for myself and not say many of us, right? We hear of it, but the possibility of, let's say, a war happening, let's say between Venezuela and Guyana, I have not allowed myself to extend my mind that far as yet, because it's not something that I've grown up with. All right. So maybe there needs to be a lot more push. Maybe there needs to be a lot more hard-hitting messages or imagery that is going to meet us. Or maybe, well, that's the thing with social media. You can choose to take on as much information as you choose to take on, because there are times when certain things come up. I look at it, I get the information, and I scroll out, but I don't spend hours looking at this type of information. So, Dave, I suppose that is why my answer to the question would be no, right? Because I really and truly just don't understand what is the point of wars, right? I just don't get it. So, yeah.
It's senseless, and it really doesn't affect those who are the engineers of war. You know, for me, I have exposure with people who have been victims of war and in war-torn societies. I actually taught girls in Afghanistan in 2016. I was actually part of a program teaching girls in Afghanistan English and helping them to exit, you know, the cycle of poverty and all of that. But I have been exposed to many people who are victims of many of the effects of war. And it is a sad situation. It is truly, truly saddening, especially when you understand what that cycle then starts to look like, because nobody wins, everybody suffers. There's so much that people lose. They lose their homes, they lose their family members, and more than that, they lose their dignity. And that is the part that really is very unsettling, how people can go from living in a home, having electricity, having all the amenities, to literally just being demolished, to people who are living in shelters. And this is not because of a hurricane or any natural disaster. This is because of human actions. unkind human actions. I remember once in 2020, actually, I was running a program and we were preparing for an event. And this young woman who was collaborating with us, she's in Lebanon. And from where we were having our Zoom calls and everything, one day she called me and she's like, I have to run right now because they've just bombed the area. And when she sent pictures, the room where we used to have the Zoom call was actually reduced to ashes and to splinters and to just this whole visual that you would have never experienced before. So it's very saddening. It's very scary. It's a harsh reality. And it's also something that just changes your life literally in the blink of an eye, or in the insensitivity of one individual or one group or one ideology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My students in Afghanistan, I never, we lost touch with some of them because, of course, what happened with the rights of girls and access to education. So one of them, we went from having WhatsApp conversations where every other day she had a new phone number. This is an NGO that I am part of. Well, I mean, it's still existing, but we no longer do that outreach. But of course, there's this one particular student I remember. She was so promising, and one of the things we were looking at was getting her out physically so that she could attend university, attend college. And then, of course, we just don't know. We just literally don't know what happened.
And that's the thing. I know that within our own Caribbean context, we have our own challenges, right? And I mean, I don't always like this expression where persons say, when you think you have it bad, somebody else has it worse. But the things that we are going through, it's nothing compared to what the other persons within the world are going through, So this is why we should be able to find a way to find solutions to make our part of the region a better one, right? Safer in many aspects of the world, but yeah, right. It's a little bit of a heavy topic, which is probably why it is I don't try to talk about it very often because, as I said, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. All right. So with that, we are heading on out at this time. It is 9:48.
Nothing else sounds as good as WEFM.